This week we're going to take you where our show has never been taken before, the shopping centre washroom, where, as you'll see, there are great marketing and branding opportunities. We're also going to report on a very cheeky new Marmite campaign that really has the Brits upset, and we'll unpack and report the rather dry concept of sustainability and how to sell it. This is Mags on Media. Let's go inside. Okay, so here we are in the family washroom at Sandton City, and these days, I guess, any real estate is fair game for advertising. We've seen aeroplanes, as we reported last week, brand extension on trucks, and in some extreme cases, we've also seen brand tattoos. But the washroom really has become a new advertising frontier, as Brett Tucker from TLC Unlimited, part of Prime Media Unlimited, is going to explain to us today. Welcome, Brett. This is very strange for me. I've got the first time we've ever done a show in a men's room or in a washroom. But fair to say that these days anything is fair game.
Yeah, I mean, in fairness, we're not new. I mean, we've been around for 15 years. I think we've just grown our portfolio to the extent where you can't really go to a bathroom without seeing some of our advertising. So I think the biggest thing, and if you look at all the platforms in our stable, salons, the fitting rooms, the idea is that we're just trying to guarantee an interaction with the consumer, and whether you like it or not, that the toilet provides that dwell time to get some good engagement with the consumer.
We'll talk a little bit about dwell time in a moment, because obviously you've studied people's behaviour in places like this.
Yeah.
But just in terms of the different types of media offerings around an environment like this, what have you got?
We started off very much with a simple frame, which is located, as you'll know, above the urinals, behind the toilet doors for the ladies. And then as time went by, so consumers wanted more and more different opportunities. So we came up with mirror decals, branding on the mirrors, full door wraps, so a mini billboard, literally in the toilet across all the doors. We then started doing branding on the hand dryers. We started doing interaction with testers, so actually bringing the product into the environment, being able to test the product, and literally going to be able to buy it outside. And more recently, we've integrated into mobile. So you're able to SMS off a screen, off a frame, onto your phone, redeem a voucher, take it into the store, and buy the product. So we're trying to get the point of purchase process as close to the till as possible, even though you're in the toilet.
Isn't this too much? I mean, don't you need a pause at some point in your life where you just need to relax and not be completely overwhelmed by commercial messages?
You know what's quite interesting is that all the research that we've done, and that have been done by external research companies, both here, Australia, and Dubai, it's strange. The consumer actually is so relaxed. They actually don't have an issue with engaging with something. In fact, the comment we get is there's nothing else to do. So I'm happy to actually to read your advert. So, which, I mean, if you think back when washroom advertising started from the old days, there used to be a newspaper in a pub above the urinal, and you could go there and you could read the day's headlines, and that's effectively how the whole platform transformed. So
I remember that was a good time.
Yeah, the star used to be on the wall there. And
the older you were, the longer it took to read the newspaper.
Correct. So yeah, I think it's come a long way, but I mean that's the concept, and we, to be honest with you, we have very few people negative about this space.
What about the creative execution in this particular respect? Is it different from other types of advertising that we see?
I think specifically from the creative agency side, I think they've started to understand our space a lot more. I think when we moved away from the frame, it opened up a whole environment where creative work can be executed. You just have to look at the mirror, the time you're interacting with yourself. You can do some really clever work where the consumer's seeing themselves with the advertising. So I think from a creative...
become integrated into
100%. I think we've even done work on the floors where you can do a dance while you're standing at the basin. There's basin decals where the person's interacting.
You're not going to show us that, are you?
No, we're not. So I think we could get better, and I think from a creative agency's perspective, we just need to keep exposing what we can do. But the best part of this thing is how many people are coming in here and the time of engagement.
That's a thing called dwell time.
Yeah.
What is dwell time? How do you measure it, and why is it important?
Okay, so I mean, if you want to know the stats, a male...
Oh boy, here it comes, yes, okay.
A male in theory is going to have 45 seconds of dwell time ever looking at a frame. He'll be in a washroom for over 2 minutes. And then for ladies, it's obviously a bit longer. You've got like a minute and a half. So there's very few things that you can do in this world where you've got a minute and a half with a person actually reading your advert, because there's nothing else to do. So I suppose that is our biggest dwell time, our biggest selling point. It's just getting the consumer to wrap, or the advertiser wrapping their head around the fact that they're in the washroom environment. And for us, I suppose that's our only challenge in the space, because the rest of it is there.
The type of brand that is best suited to this type of advertising?
Obviously, we're more geared towards pharmacy. A lot of the products are relevant. But you'll see in our space, we're starting to play a lot in the entertainment space. We're starting to do some nice stuff with the different institutions. So it has changed a lot. Over the 10 years ago, we were very pharmacy-based. That's not the case at all anymore.
You've got to have a very good relationship, I assume, with the centre involved. I mean, we're in Sandton City. This washroom is pristine, as it should be.
Yeah.
But if the washroom somewhere else is in a poor state, that could reflect on the advertising and the brand, surely.
Well,
I mean, that's a no-brainer.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good question. The reality is we actually don't go into environments where the washrooms aren't in good condition. The thing with shopping malls, and if you look at Sandton, a lot of the time they say the face of the shopping mall is actually in their bathrooms. So if the consumer experience is poor in the bathroom, they don't come back to the mall. So you'll see, we don't want our frames in places that aren't great, just as they don't want to show that to the consumer. So we don't have that issue any longer. In fact, we've never really had that issue, because they're looking after their bathrooms as good as anyone is.
Brett Tucker from TLC Unlimited, thank you very much indeed. Now let's move on to perhaps more traditional advertising as we know it, but a campaign that has caused immense controversy overseas. In the United Kingdom, there have literally been hundreds of complaints regarding an ad for Marmite, which, as you'll see in just a second or two, really has animal lovers up in arms. The parent company, Unilever, was forced to make a rather large donation to the RSPCA.
It's an early start for the rescue team as they visit a house in West London.
Neighbours reckon they're a little bit testy. We've had a couple of reports of neglect at this address. All we're going to do is have a little look around your cupboards.
Oh, stuck right at the back. Who knows how long that's been in here.
The team's only option is to remove the stricken jar.
Get him back, clean him up.
Soon, a more delicate case is called in.
Wonder if I could come in and have a little chat. I think you might know what it's about. Yeah.
As the team have come to learn, offenders can be from all walks of life.
Promise he will go to a good home.
I'm sorry.
Of course.
Across town, Lucy is dealing with a very different call.
I don't know why you're here, to be honest with you.
It doesn't take long before new recruit Callum Howe finds another jar in a shocking state.
Oh no.
What's the matter?
It's a baby one.
Okay, don't panic.
It's not been used in months.
All right.
Lid's stuck.
All right, gently, gently.
I can change.
For those new to the job, such scenes of neglect can be traumatic.
A little jar.
I've not seen one that small before.
After an emotional day, the team drop off the rescued jars at the rehoming centre,
Really love this one. Okay.
where a proud family welcomes their new addition.
Josh?
Love it, hate it, just don't forget it.
Well, bless the bunny huggers. Some people take things far too seriously, don't they? By the way, you can see the full ad on our Facebook page on this address. Coming up on the programme, rugby legend Brian Habana and why he can't stop running.
News that moves. ENCA.com.